So, I just want to start this video by saying that I'm sorry that I haven't posted in the last 2 weeks, and that's for two reasons, mainly. First one is because I'm a lazy bum, and the second one is because school started, and I'm kind of bogged down with work, or I was. But now I'm at a point where I think we can get the machine going, get the cogs turning again, and we can start pumping out videos again, and we're gonna try and go back to the uh, every 8-day upload schedule. But if I ever need to change it to like every 2 weeks, every 14 days, or something like that, because I've got a big project coming or something like that, I will definitely notify you. But enough of that boring stuff. Let's get into today's video. A couple of weeks ago, we went to North Conway, and we maybe just kind of happened to stop by Highland Mountain Bike Park and stay for like what, a couple hours and get some footage and have a little bit of fun. But no, in all honesty, we had a blast, and as you can see, the weather conditions probably weren't the best, but oh my, did that make it so much more fun, because we were slipping and sliding all over the place, and it was really fun. But here's the first trail. It's called Cat's Paw, and I'm starting to run out of breath, so I'm going to let future Cameron take the lead. So you want to ride Cat's Paw, that blue flow trail at Highland Mountain Bike Park? Well, you're in luck, because it's really freaking fun. It's got drops, big jumps, small jumps right next to those big jumps. It's got rock jumps. It's got banks, berms, all the stuff. But in all seriousness, it's really fun trail to ride. I think it's a great trail for intermediate, experienced, and newer riders to ride together, because you've got those bigger features that the more experienced people can ride. Then you've got those smaller features that the less experienced people can ride. And so it's a good compromise, say, if, your friend's like, oh, well, I really want to ride a difficult trail, but, your other friend's like, well, but I'm not really ready for that. It's a really good trail for that. But that's pretty much all I have to say about it. So, Cameron, you may be saying, you're going off the trail. And yes, we are going off the trail. We're riding the road for a little bit. But we have some very good reasons. Now, usually, to get to the trail we're going to, Lower Happy Hour, you would have to ride Upper Happy Hour, which is a black diamond with a couple really steep rock rolls, which are currently wet from the rain. That would not be a good idea. So, we're taking the slightly safer, more cheaty route. But you know what? I think it's a win because we didn't break ourselves in the process. But here is Lower Happy Hour. It's a pretty good trail, and it was really fun last year when we rode it, and it would be really fun this year when we rode it, if it weren't for the frickin' braking bumps. Oh my, are there a ton of them. And it's got really cool, it's got some berms, it's got some jumps, it's a really cool trail. But the braking bumps, I cannot stress that enough. They are really bad. And, I thought it might be a little bit more maintained, more well maintained, because it was the trail of the day. But you know what? It's a bike park with hundreds of guests per day usually. So, what can you really complain about? Now, I want to interrupt that rant about the trail and stuff to tell you about the bike that I'm riding. It is a Specialized Demo 8. It's a dual crown, full suspension fork, or as my dad and I like to call it, full squish. And you know what? It was really good. It was well maintained. They preset the weight and they tested it. Like, they had me get on it with all my gear to make sure it was all good. And it was a really smooth ride other than the braking bumps. But It was really well maintained. I loved the bike, and they've got a much wider selection. My dad had a Kona operator, which, again, well maintained, full suspension. They checked they preset the squish, and they even tested it out with him on it and all his gear on. Really great, really awesome rental service. Now, coming up is a drop that nobody really takes, and that's probably because you have to brake really hard right before you get to it, and then you don't have enough speed to go off the drop. But I've seen a couple people do it, and a couple people take some run-ups, but it looks pretty fun for someone who can get a lot of speed in a very short amount of time. So you may notice that we're cheating a little bit again, and that's because, well, to get to this trail, again, you have to go down a double black diamond this time with a bunch of slippery rocks on it, and we weren't feeling up for that. So here it is. Here's the blue trail, blue tech trail. It's pretty fun, but the main reason we rode down this was to get to an even more fun slalom course, and it was pretty muddy out, as you can see by the evident wetness, but oh my, did that make it so much more fun. And they're off to a smashing start around the first turn, the second turn, and the third turn, and the fourth turn, and you get the point. It's a slalom course. It's very tightly packed, and we almost hit each other several times in this one small run and in the other runs that we took. But I think, that's worth the fun that this trail is. And it's mostly fun because you're just sliding around, going down a slalom course, getting all muddy. But I think it was really well designed. There's some things that they probably could have done better. They probably don't need to put jumps in because, you gotta jump, then turn sharp so you don't hit the other person. But other than that, it was a pretty fun trail. Nothing really to complain about. Now, here is the very end of Cat's Paw, and a bunch of different trails converge on this one point. And, it's a pretty fun ending to your run. It's got some nice big jumps, some rolls, and it's even got a little rock feature at the end. Nice. Earlier, you may have said, Cameron, didn't show us the rest of Cat's Paw. And yeah, that's true, but I had to get my rant out of the way. It was nagging at me and I had to do it. But here's the first rock jump. It's pretty nice. I guess it's not the first rock jump. It's the first rock jump of this recording, but it's only really the second in the whole Cat's Paw run. But it's a pretty fun run, and I'm gonna let you watch it in peace. Well, I guess not in complete peace, because you gotta have music along with it. Duh. But I'm gonna stop talking now. so that wraps up the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I certainly know that I enjoyed sitting down in my chair and editing this video. Well, actually, it's not my chair. I mean, it is my chair, but it's a newer chair. So, I definitely had fun, and stay tuned for next week because I did have more adventures while I was in North Conway. Hint, hint, I may have gone and done a little bit more mountain biking, and, you know, may have climbed to like 6,288 feet above sea level or something like that. But that's just rumors that I hear. But stay tuned. Goodbye.